Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 41 of the level 3 UIM. And I'm making this clip because I had a bit of a brainwave. Basically, I've done a calculator and I only need 1,618 mithril darts. Obviously I've made it into 1620 here, to get ourselves 70 fletching. Now with the amount of money I'm losing on making dart tips, I've considered actually just making mithril armor pieces, and the reason for that is because if we trade this guy here, you can actually sell armor pieces to him. Now you can see a lot of people do it with mithril plate bodies, but I can't actually make them until level 68 anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But what I will be doing is making mithril plate legs, and potentially can actually profit from this. Now I'm not sure if that is entirely true. I looked at the prices, I looked at how much he buys them for. I guess it completely changes on supply and demand and all that kind of stuff, but I will certainly be losing a lot less than I currently am. The only downside is I won't be getting any fletching XP. So I'm just going to keep the darts available for 70 fletching, and the rest of the smithing is probably going to be used on mithril plate legs to save myself quite a chunk of money. Here we are finishing up our first invent of mithril legs. Now if we go ahead and trade him, we'll see that he actually offers me 1,560 coins per leg, which is approximately 520 coins per bar, but obviously once I sell one he's probably going to give me less and less and so forth. So yeah, I'm not going to make quite as much as I initially thought, but this is going to save so much money while doing smithing. Here we have the first smithing level with, we get it, 67 smithing. We can now make Shazian supply boots free. Another smithing level coming in at 68 smithing. We can now make the mithril plate bodies, but I'm probably not going to, just because it seems like someone else is selling them to the shop and it means I'm going to lose a lot of money. So I think I'm just going to continue with the mithril plate legs. It is a really good method way to train smithing. I am hardly losing any money, as opposed to doing the dart tips, which would have lost me a lot. Like I said, I don't get the fletching XP, it's kind of unfortunate, but this is so much more relaxing to do. Another smithing level with level 69. Okay, so here we are finishing off the final bit of smithing. We should get ourselves 70 on the next one. And that is 70 smithing. I'm going to finish off this inventory. You may have noticed I've switched to plate skirts, and that is because I've come to reason that this method is not very good for the long term. Unfortunately, the shop that I sell it to, I don't know where the guy's gone, over there somewhere, it depletes astronomically slow. So I've had to switch to plate skirts so that I'm not losing too much money. If you see here, there's a whole load of plate legs, and I've been making plate skirts. They pretty much sell for the same, so it's not a big deal, but this thing goes down so incredibly slowly that it just isn't worth grinding for long periods of time. So in the future I think I might come up with some different methods for training smithing. I'm not 100% sure right now, but we do have 70 smithing, which is a lovely unlock. I need to go ahead and make these into darts to finish off 70 fletching, and I think in the meantime while I'm doing that I'm going to go over to Poly and I'm going to do some agility. Before I do that though, I am going to take my paranoid self all the way over to the farming guild and reclaim my death storage, because I don't trust the fact that I'll stay alive, and also I don't really need inventory space to do agility, so it's definitely better that I'm safe and grab my items so that I can't lose them. One other thing I wanted to mention is you can probably see by the cash stack that by doing the method of selling the armor after making it, I saved a lot of money training smithing. But as I said before, unfortunately it does not work for a long period of time. I've basically used up every single world in the game selling stuff back to the shop, so if I'm ever going to do this method I can only do it for like maybe 100k XP or so before it fills up all the worlds and becomes inaccessible. Okay, that's everything re-obtained. We're going to restock the seed box, and as you can see here, the yew tree has grown, which means I can do another tree run. So you know what that means, let's go ahead and get ourselves a massive chunk of farming XP. Another beautiful tree run completed, and we are currently 885 XP away from 76 farming. I'm going to go ahead and replant this tree, and we will make our way down to the little desert village, Polyviniich, or however you're supposed to say that, I can never pronounce that place correctly, to train some agility. just going to grab myself a shanty pass, and I'm also going to grab a water skin because I don't want to risk getting one hit by the desert heat before I get there. And also we need to grab ourselves some feathers. We need 1,620, so I'm going to be collecting up all of these so we have enough to make all of the darts. I'm sincerely hoping that I did calculate this correctly and this is going to be enough darts to get the fletching level. Otherwise I'm going to have to find some sort of alternative to train fletching. Okay, time to get started on doing fletching and agility simultaneously. Going to be getting the fletching level, and I'm also going for one agility level to get to 72, just like I did before. Slowly working on agility levels as I really don't enjoy the skill and also hate trying to click on these things because I have no idea where I'm supposed to be clicking. There we go, I got a red click, that'll do. Anyway, yeah, I hate agility, so let's get this done. Looks like I worked it out perfectly because if we use this next dart tip on the feathers, we get ourselves 70 fletching. And that now officially means we are level 70 minimum in every single skill, obviously not including Slayer and the combat stats, but that is a really nice accomplishment for the account. 70 plus in everything. It's beautiful. So I was just doing agility and we encountered this, Dragon Impling, and I can't barehand it, so we're going to see what we can get from this. If we can catch it, it's not going to be that useful for me, but I just figured seeing as I can barehand it anyway and it's right here, we got ourselves 155 dragon darts. And here we are many moments later, going to get ourselves, if I can click on the tile properly, we're going to jump down here and grab ourselves a beautiful 72 agility. So that means that we are now done with agility and we can leave here. Okay, where to next? Well, you guys might have noticed that in the inventory I had 20 Mocks of Grace. There was another one on the roof, but there's really no point me going and getting it, because I'm just going to be spending these on Amylase packs and pretty much just dropping them over for bond money. No other reason. I'll also be dropping over the Dragon Darts, which I'm not even sure how much they are, but I'll be using them as well. I'm so accustomed to teleporting to Burthorpe to run to my house that I completely forgot that I was actually going to the Rogue's Den. Whoops. So, what's next? Well, first of all, I'm going to drop these feathers because I no longer need them. I'm going to be moving this inventory around and organising it a bit as I'm talking. I think it's about time that I talked about the next big grind that I want to do, and that is actually 99 farming. Now, I'm not going to be doing this in one session because it will take me too long and the content will be awful, but I am going to do it in chunks and it is the next 99 that I want to go for. And the reason for this is because the Farming Cape has a very niche perk. Two of them, which actually are very useful to me. The first one allows you to teleport to the farming guild, which I currently don't have a very good teleport to get to. I have to use the Inferno teleport and run all the way over, and not only does it take a while, but it's also kind of unsafe, given the fact that I'm a level 3, there are things that can kill me on the way. Secondly, it also gives you an increase to herb yield. Now, this is exactly why I haven't used my herb seeds. You guys might have noticed that I've got loads of herb seeds to use and I haven't been doing any farm runs, and the reason for that is because I kind of want to get to 99 farming before I go ahead and do that, so I can use the perk of the cape to get extra herbs. This way I'll have more herbs to use on Herblore, and I won't have to grind out so many seeds and herbs from other methods to train Herblore to 99 in the future. So here we are at Ty Farm. We are currently sat at 75, very close to 76, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for 78 farming in this batch, and then I'm going to slowly work my way along the levels trying to get towards 99. Without further ado, let's grab ourselves some seeds and get on with some tithe. And there's the level up for 76 farming. I can't stop and look at it because I need to get these plants harvested before they go off. We'll be carrying on here until we get 78, and then I can finally finish up with tithe farm for a little while. First inventory completed. Let's hand this in and get our first chunk of farming XP. 34k. Just finishing up invent number 2, where apparently I forgot to water one of them, and that's why there's an empty patch, and I'm also finishing on 99 fruits, which really annoys my OCD, to be honest. But anyway, here's inventory number 2, another 34k XP. Let's continue. Another inventory in the bag, this time was also a clean sheet. There we go, another 34k. Another run completed, and if we hand in this lot, we will get ourselves a beautiful 77 farming. So, taking a quick break because Luke has decided to beg me to come and catch a Dragon Impling while he's doing Hunter. And I swear to God, if you've lost this, I'm going to be pretty annoyed. Okay, there it is. Let's grab the Dragon Imp and in before it gives me something useless, and there's baby Dragon Bones. Like I said, useless. Goodbye. I don't want this. It's not useful to me at all. That was a waste of time. Continuing on with inventories 1, 2, 3, and here we have our last inventory to get ourselves 78 farming. That is where we are going to close off with Typh for the time being, but I will be coming back here regularly to chip away at 99 over the next couple of weeks. Before we move on to unrelated content though, let's do ourselves a tree run and obtain another nice chunk of farming XP into the grind. Quick pit stop to do a grave digger random. Let's see what we get from this. I'm not entirely sure if I don't have the outfit or not, but he popped up and I decided to do it anyway. I've actually finished, but I skipped the intro, so I guess he's going through it again with me. Hopefully that's correct. I don't want to have to do that all again. Yep. Okay, did we get anything for this? Eventually. Why is there no click to continue on this? I don't know why I have to wait for the dialogue to go through, but anyway, yeah. So we got ourselves a double zombie mask. Cool, I did need it. Okay, so with this tree run completed, I want to move on to something a little different. As you guys know, I accumulated a small stack of dynamite during my Wintertodt grind some time ago, and I've been holding on to this stack because I wanted to attempt blast mining. The reason that I've waited so long is because to do this I needed inventory space, and I had to obtain this without the use of a depth storage. The reason behind this is because blast mine, while not so dangerous to most people, is lethal to someone with 10 HP. By messing up just one dynamite, I will instantly kill myself, and if I were using a depth storage, I would also lose all of my equipment. Now that I have some space cleared up though, I don't see any harm in trying. Before doing this though, I am going to need to go and grab myself a rune pickaxe, which I'll be doing from the northern side of Loverkinge, and I also need to grab myself a chisel so that I can carve out the rock to place the dynamite in. So I could possibly do this method with an adamant pickaxe, but I decided to splash out and grab a rune one just in case the efficiency saves my life. The only major downside to dying at blast mining is that if I do die, I will have to walk the majority of the way back, as my talisman will be on the floor. Well, here goes nothing. Hopefully I don't suicide myself too many times. So, as you'll see in the background here, I spent the last while working my way through all of the dynamite. I thought I'd show you my method on screen so you could all see how I did it. Due to limited inventory space, it was a little bit awkward, but I didn't encounter any major issues. Thankfully, I didn't happen to die during this. Well, I didn't die as such, but I want to highlight this clip here. It seems that I have been lied to. As you can see here, I messed up slightly and I took a hit from the blast. I was led to believe that any damage that I could take would surpass 10 and therefore instantly kill me. But, as you can see here, I was only hit a 4. This actually makes me feel a lot more comfortable using dynamite and doing blast mine. Because of this, I now believe that unless I get hit by the direct blast, and therefore completely mess up or lag severely, I could still survive an explosion. This opens up a lot of opportunities in the future for variation in mining and smithing grinds. Regardless, I'm going to finish up these dynamites, and I'll see you when I'm done. And that is going to be the last of the dynamite used up. Let's just make sure that we load up the sack before these ores disintegrate. As you can see by the top of the screen, we have accumulated 29 coal, 48 gold, 83 mithril and 35 adamant. I also want to briefly mention that by having less than 75 mining, I'm actually better off. The reason for this is because I can't actually do anything with runite ore, and the blast mine allows you to obtain ores that are 10 levels higher than your actual mining level. Had I had 2 more mining levels, I would also have obtained runite ores, which would just be a waste. I plan to go ahead and take these ores to the blast furnace for a little bit of extra smithing XP, so let's go and empty the sack. Okay, so we should also get ourselves quite a big chunk of mining XP, but let's collect with the operator and see what we get. 18,000 mining XP alongside this, and also all the ores that we had stacked up here. Now I'm probably going to go in depth storage real quick, and we'll head back over to the blast furnace, go ahead and use up all these ores. Here we are, Farming Guild once again. Here's all our stuff in the depth storage. Going to remember to unlock it this time. Let's pay the 25k. We'll be taking out the relevant equipment and heading our way back to the blast furnace. And that's going to be us finishing off the episode right where we started it, and that is at the blast furnace. I'm going to end off this episode here, but in the next episode we'll get all of this smithing done, and we'll move on to some other stuff. I think in the next episode I'm going to go ahead and do some medium clues again, or at least attempt them, now that I've cleared up a load of inventory space and I get stuff out of the dev storage without having to worry too much. But that is the end of this episode. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure that you click the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you guys again next week. Take it easy, everyone.